Hola a todos! Today we're going to talk about direct object pronouns in Spanish. By the end of this video, you will be able to use direct object pronouns to describe travel plans and trips. So first, before you move on, antes, lee la página 41 en Avancemos y después completa esas actividades. Usa el vocab en Quizlet para apoyarte. Starting off strong. Anyway, we're going to do grammar review real quick. So go ahead and pause this video, read this page, and come back. Welcome back. So after reading the page, you'll have a little refresher here of 3 grammatical concepts in English to do some comparisons. We'll talk about a pronoun. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. Every pronoun comes with an antecedent, something that comes before it, like antes, antecedent comes before. For example, I could talk about my friend Haley, and I could say, Haley is my friend. Haley has blonde hair. Haley's cat is vicious. And that's a lot of Haley, and we love Haley, but we don't need to keep repeating it. So our pronouns she and her, they both refer to Haley. So that's great. In Spanish, it would be very similar. Haley es mi amiga. Ella tiene pelo rubio. Su gato es rabioso. Right? Come on, Fern. Fern's her cat. Anyway. So ella, you really don't have to know this, but ella is a subject pronoun because it's the subject of the sentence. Su is possessive because we're saying the cat belongs to her. That's her cat. We're going to talk about 2 kinds of pronouns today. The main one is direct object pronouns. So before we talk about direct object pronouns, let's do a quick refresher on what is a direct object. A direct object is the object that directly receives the action, right? It goes with the verb in this case. It goes with the verb. So when we say the dinosaurs ate the plant, well, what is the thing that they ate? They ate the plant. So the plant here is our direct object. It is the thing they ate. Or I could just say like they ate it. Like the dinosaurs saw the plant and they ate it. You know, it is the plant. Similarly in Spanish, los dinosaurios comieron la planta. Ellos lo comieron. Notice that your direct object pronoun goes after, while the direct object comes after the verb, the direct object pronoun comes before the verb. So that's a fun switch there. Okay. So this is a direct object. A direct object receives the action. This is in contrast with an indirect object. An indirect object tells to whom or for whom an action takes place. They are almost always representing people. For example, if my now fiance, Caleb, buys me flowers, he is buying flowers for me. I would say he buys me them, right? And he buys me them being the flowers. So here, me is the indirect object. I'm receiving the flowers, so I'm the indirect object. The flowers are our direct object, which is what we're talking about today. So same thing. El me compra flores. He buys flowers for me. Here, flowers are a direct object. But when we have 2 of them together, they come in the same order as they do in English. El me las compra. He buys me them. But in Spanish, they're both before the verb, so that's funsies. Today, we are focusing on direct objects. Now, the direct object pronouns in Spanish will indicate not to whom, but just whom or what receives an action. These guys up here. And our direct object pronouns in Spanish are the same as our subject pronouns almost. So our subject pronouns, oh wait, no they're not. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something completely different. Our direct object pronouns are, forget I said that, are me, te, lo, en la, nos, os, los, and les. Okay, in English we translate these to me, you, him, or her, or it, keeping gender in mind, us, y'all, or you, and them. Just a heads up, if you have two verbs in a row, direct object pronouns can go one of two places. They can either go before the verb that is conjugated, or you can attach them to the end of the infinitive verb. Remember that an infinitive verb is a verb that ends in R, so it's like AR, ER, IR verb. We have two examples here. Let's say that my mom walked into my room right now and she looks at me and she goes, wow, your bed is a disaster. You need to make it. First of all, that'd be false because my bed is currently made. Fun fact. But she looks at me and she goes, wow, tu cama es un desastre. Tú tienes que hacer la cama. Tienes que hacer la cama. Oh man, I should spell. Tienes que hacer la cama. Your bed is a disaster. You have to make your bed. She wouldn't say bed twice, would she? No. It's already clear we're talking about my bed. So tienes que hacer la. You have to make it. Or la tienes que hacer. It can go both places. It really doesn't matter. Cool? Cool. All right, let's do some activities. Let's go ahead and open up your book to, what are we on? Page 42. These activities start on page 42 now. And try to do these activities. I will be here to check on you when you're done. I'll also have the hiccups. Okay, now that you have finished Actividad 6, let's go ahead and go over them. So, número 1 es, di si tienes esas cosas cuando vas de vacaciones. Primero, escribe tu respuesta en una oración completa y después pregúntale a tu compañero. Well, you're not going to ask your partner in this video, because duh. But this is going to tell you, hey, did you write them correctly? So, número 1 es los videojuegos. Do you have them? You want to say, no, I don't have them, because you don't have video games when you go on vacation, right? So, you say, no los tengo. Los videojuegos, no los tengo. Okay, número 2 es el lector DVD. El, the direct object pronoun that's going to go with it, is lo. I also don't bring a DVD player on vacation, so I put no. No lo tengo. I don't have it. 3 is talking about el libro. El libro is masculine, so it's going to be the same thing. But I said I do have a book on vacation, so I said sí. Sí lo tengo. Yes, I have it. Número 4 es la identificación. Do you bring your ID on vacation? Well, you should. That's how you're going to get into, board your plane and get on your train. And they'll need to verify your ID. If you use a credit card, that too is a thing. Anyway, so it says, sí, la tengo. Yes, I use it. Número 5 is el radio. El radio, that's masculine. I don't bring radio because I have, Spotify on my phone. So I say no lo tengo. As long as you're getting your lo and la correct, that's what you need to be checking. Your no's and your c's, that's just personal preference. So. Número 6 is el tocadiscos compactos. Now this one is tricky because it ends in os, so you think it's plural, but it's actually singular. El tocadiscos compactos tells you want to use lo. Says no lo tengo. 7, las tarjetas postales. That's las is going to give us a feminine plural. What do we even call the cards? The postcards. That's what they're called. I have postcards when I go on vacation because that's what I send to my friends. So I say, sí, las tengo. Yes, I have them. Número 8 is los discos compactos. Very similar to my CD player. I don't bring CDs because those are now an obsolete technology. So I said no los tengo. And then finally check this guy out right here. He's a rectangle. How did that happen? Anyway. Número 9, el televisor. Do I have that on vacation? No, I don't. El televisor. I want to use lo. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it on my vacation. So there you go. So when your partner asks you, oh, ¿tienes el televisor? You say, oh, no lo tengo. Boom. Okay, take some time to practice with your partner. Now let's read Actividad 7. Actividad 7, it gives you an opening sentence, and then you need to include a pronoun in it. So we're going to do that. For example, in the first one says, hablo en español con mis abuelos. I speak in Spanish with my grandparents. Ellos entienden muy bien. They understand me. So ellos me entienden muy bien. So go ahead and do the rest of Actividad 7. Fill it in and check back to correct your answers. Número 2. Mis abuelos. Oh, sorry. I didn't read the first sentence. Mis papás no compran los boletos. So my parents do not buy the tickets. Here we're talking about los boletos. So my parents don't buy me the tickets. Mis abuelos compran. My grandparents buy them. Buy what? Los boletos. So it's going to give los. Mis abuelos los compran. They buy them. My grandparents buy them. Número 3. Hacemos 4 maletas para la familia. Elena y yo hacemos. Or what are we talking about? Hacemos las maletas. We are packing our bags. So just like los matches los, we want our direct object pronoun to match las. It's literally going to be the same thing. Las. Referring to las maletas. We make them. We pack them. We pack our bags. Número 4. Where is the sentence? Elena tiene el traje de baño en su mochila. No pone en la maleta. Ooh, guys, this is a really tricky question because it could go either way, right? Elena tiene el traje de baño. Are we talking about her swimsuit? It says, Elena tiene el traje de baño en su mochila. She puts it in her backpack. So are we talking about el traje or are we talking about la mochila? Because straight up, maybe she packs her backpack in her suitcase. But I think we're talking about el traje, right? They want to say, not that they want to say she doesn't put her backpack in her luggage. I'm saying she doesn't put her swimsuit in her luggage. We're going to go with that. So the direct object pronoun to match el traje is lo. No lo pone en la maleta. She doesn't put it in her suitcase. Número 5. El agente de viajes va a preparar nuestro itinerario. Okay, so what are they preparing? They're preparing our itinerary. I'm running out of room over here. El itinerario. They're preparing the itinerary. So we want our direct object to match el itinerario. El agente lo llama. Oh, wait. No, just kidding. He's not calling it, is it? He's calling somebody because he has some questions. Who is he going to call? Va a preparar nuestro itinerario. Oh, I steered you wrong. But we're back. Nuestro. There we go. Nuestro itinerario. That's a tricky one. He's calling about our itinerary. So he's going to call us. If he calls us, el agente nos llama. He's calling us on the phone. Número 6. Yo no puedo encontrar mi pasaporte. Busco por todo mi cuarto y something encuentro debajo de la cama. So I cannot find my passport. Oh dear, I accidentally scrolled. No puedo encontrar el pasaporte. Okay. So if I'm looking for it, we need an it to go with el pasaporte. That's lo. Lo encuentro. I find it under my bed. Because where else would you find your passport? Número 7, tomamos un taxi al aeropuerto. Mi madre llama un día antes. Okay, we're assuming that mom is calling about el taxi. She calls the taxi a day before. So to call it, lo llama. And finally, esta es mi dirección electrónica. Te anoto en ese papel. All right, we're talking about la dirección. I'm giving you, writing it down. I'm writing it down for you on this piece of paper. Writing it down. So, I wrote it in the wrong color. Sorry, guys. I'm big on color coding. If you haven't figured this out already, you'll figure it out. Anyway, te la anoto en este papel. So there you go. A good hint to figuring out what direct object pronoun you need is to look at the article in front of your noun. Okay, now we're talking about comparación cultural, la pura vida. Read through the paragraph on page 42. The answers are straight in there. And this one, número 4, is very open-ended. So give me tus ideas. Give me your ideas. And I'll check it. I'll check for reading comprehension on these guys when you turn it in. Okay, Actividad 8 is a talking practice. So you're going to talk with your partner. Pregunta a tu compañero a dónde están esos lugares en el mapa. You got to look at the map in your textbook and you'll think of a place. You'll describe where it is in relation to other places and then fill it out. So we're going to do that as a talking activity. If you are doing this at home, then talk to yourself or talk to your plant or call up a friend who also speaks Spanish and work with them. Or you can visit during tutorial. Oh, that's cute. We love tutorial. Come visit during tutorial. Yay. Also, did you know 8 is my favorite number? That is a true fact. Okay, finalmente número 9. ¿Quién lo va a hacer? Con tu compañero escoge 4 verbos de la lista en tu libro. Decide quién va a completar cada responsabilidad. So you've got a list of verbs. For example, please do not pick these because they are not even from your list. You can be like hacer la cama. What else? Poner la mesa. Ponerse la ropa, etc. Okay, and then you decide who in your family is going to do it. Well, I'll do this one. And since Andrea's already up there, we'll have her do these. And to make it even, I'll do that one. Right? And so in my conversation with Andrea, we've got a list of 4 tasks to do. You still need to fill in the last one. This is just an example. And then I will volunteer to make the bed. And Andrea is going to ask some sort of follow-up question. She's going to look for more information. For example, how about ¿cuántas almohadas necesitas? How many pillows are you going to need to make your bed? Because y'all seen those beds that have like 15 pillows on them? Anyway, and the answer for ridiculousness, let's go with 15, just for the sake of argument. Again, this is an example. You may not use this information because these are the wrong verbs. Use the verbs from your list, please. Okay, right, that's just an example. So then we'll fill in our conversation as we go, and it'll go something like this. Andrea will say, ¿quién quiere llamar a la gente de viajes? And I'll say like, yo no. La quiere llamar. ¿Quieres hacerlo tú? Oh, sí, says Andrea. Sí, la voy a llamar. Oh, okay, I ask. ¿Cuándo vas a llamarla? Oh, la voy a llamar el lunes. All right, you gotta practice conversation down there. Another way this conversation could go is Andrea say, okay, ¿quién quiere hacer la cama? And then I'll volunteer. Oh, yo sí, yo voy a hacerla. And then Andrea can ask me, oh, qué interesante. Oh, gracias. ¿Cuántas almohadas necesitas? I'm like, oh, yo necesito 5 almohadas. And then carrying on with the conversation. So there you go. There's some more freebie examples for you. Be prepared to perform it in front of the class, or maybe create a video if you are by yourself. Anyway, and when you're done, use this hand tool up here, to click on this link right here to do more Quizlet practice. There you go, direct object pronouns indicate who or what is receiving an action, and I hope you have a fantastic time on your activities.